Hey there everyone, this is Jeff Perkins with JD Cutlery putting together another quick video on a number of fantastic Reate knives that I've just finished the anodizing on. Very excited. Last weekend I had the opportunity to go to the USN gathering and meet with David and the Reate team at the show. Fantastic show, lots of cool new stuff. Got to see all kinds of awesome designers and designs, and of course it was fantastic to meet David and his team. So great time spent. Talked a lot about knives that are coming out. Got to see a number of Reate knives that are coming out. He's got another Tashi Baraka design that's coming out. He has discontinued the Horizon D, but he now has a mini Horizon, which was really nice too. So lots of really cool stuff. As you can see, I picked up a few while I was there. I will have a number hopefully done over the next week and a half. So the Reate knives continue to come out strong, fantastic designs. Fit and finish is just great. I can't say enough good stuff about these knives. They are just top of the line for the money that you're spending. You are not going to beat the quality that is in these knives. So we'll go ahead and hit these one at a time. I will go ahead and start with the Epoch first, because that is one of my VIP customers. I had ordered this up, been working on it for a bit for him. So we went with a nice teal background, which matches the mocha tie insert very nicely when you get into that lighter blue. So the teal on the flat. Then we did a little distressing to add the purple to pull into the mocha tie as well. So we distressed all the way around on the edges. There is a slight bit of a purple hue here with your fingerprints, but it actually looks really good. Again, teal on this side with a slight bit of purple hue here, but you've got the heavier distressed purple on the edges. So it turned out looking very nice. Originally I did this up with the pocket clip and the screws also in that purple, but he wanted to pull some of that bronze out of the mocha tie inserts, so we went back and re-anodized pivot, screws, back spacer, and pocket clip. The pocket clip and the pivot, or pocket clip and the back spacer do have a little bit of purple hue to it, which matches nicely with the bronze and purples going through that insert. Those inserts are just fantastic. This is actually the first Epoch knife that I've done. I kind of steered away from them because I wasn't sure how that was fixed in there. Turned out it's just like the new K1s and K3s and K4s. Actually, not the K1s. K1s aren't glued in, but they are glued in with industrial strength epoxy. Got a little trick that gets them out without prying anything. As you can see, there's absolutely no damage to that insert. Comes out clean, no prying or anything, so definitely found the ticket there. Great looking knife. I really like some of the different details on this. If you look up close, you can see how the frame is actually chamfered out for the back spacer to fit into. This one's also very unique. Let's see if we can see down in there. You can't really see it very well. That back spacer is all machined out with the threads, so you don't have a bunch of those barrel spacers in there holding it in. The screws are threaded right into that heavy duty backspacer. Backspacer is totally cool, cut out, milled out so you can get a lanyard in there. This one I didn't put a lanyard on. Customer didn't request one. I didn't know if he was a fan of them, so I left it off just because it's nice and clean without it. But man, this knife turned out fantastic. Centering on this bad boy is right where it needs to be. And man, it flips like a champ. I really wish I would not have steered away from these at first. They were a little bit higher priced than a lot of them. Look at the serial number on that as well. CTS 204P, you're looking at number 5 of 400. So that's kind of a win as well. Nice low serial number. This is the designer's symbol. Unfortunately, I do not have that information on me right now. And of course, your Reate logo. Very nice feeling knife in the hand. A little bit of light jimping up top. Feels really good. Lockup on this one is probably about 30%. So definitely where it needs to be. They did a nice job of hollowing out here so you can get your thumb in to get that frame lock over where it needs to be. Really feels really good in the hand. That pocket clip, as my hand heats it up, more of the purple comes out of that bronze. It's got that Tog Bag ceramic ball in there. Very nice knife. Very happy with this. Unfortunately, I can't get these through Blue Ridge anymore. Through Reate anymore because he's not making them. But I can get them through another supplier. Gee, guess who that supplier is? But very cool knife. I had sent pictures over again with everything purple. I'm really glad he had me go back and do the bronze. I think it looks sharp. It pulls more from that insert. You've got the purple pulling from the insert. You've got the teal back here in the insert. And then that bronze definitely pulls out of the insert nicely. So definitely a good call. Every once in a while I will get one done for a customer that they've prepaid on and they're just not quite happy, and you know what, I'm gonna work with you to try and get you what you're looking for. That is, however, why I do not work on customer knives. I do very few customer knives. Really, you've got to be one of my VIP customers for that to be a possibility. This customer is one of those, so I hope that he is happy with this one. I am also getting ready to work on a nice K1 for him, so on that note, let's jump into the K1 that I did. This one's pretty cool. It's a high voltage blue. I've buffed it out. Now you do get a little bit of shade there because it was lightly sandblasted. And the reason for that is this line here is raised. So as I'm buffing, I buffed and buffed and buffed and buffed. You still get that little bit of shadow through some of these. There's a tiny bit of shadow back here again along that line. We did a nice high voltage blue. That line is a crazy nightmare. I've got to hand sand that raised line to get it to turn out the way you see it here. The second you slip even the slightest bit, you've scratched this anodizing and you've got to redo it. I've had to redo these K3s over and over and over again. Not one of these have I done only once. But they look so stunning when you get them finished. That gold and blue just pops like crazy. I did have a slight scuff on this one, so it's got a little bit of a blue purple right there. Kind of is what it is. I couldn't go back and do this knife a fourth time. Looks really good. Right there, can't even tell it's there. You really got to be up on top of it and looking for it to see that little scuff that's in there. But man, these things just turn out looking fantastic. Backspacer's done up. I've got a couple of these. I'm working on another one that is a mocha tie in Damascus. I've got another one that's Damascus with engraved as well as the titanium. So you'll see some pretty cool videos. Those last two are already purchased by another VIP customer. But as expected, carbon fiber looks great on this knife. This is the two-tone blade. I don't know how many they're producing with that black and then the satin finish. Pretty cool looking. The top of the blade is black. Very cool looking knife. These things flip like champs. Boom, you're right in. I really like the shape of that blade. You've got some light jimping here. Really doesn't do much. It's very light, very smooth. But the way that handle is designed, the ergos are perfect on it. Your finger locks right in. So you're good to go there. The pocket clip is not a hot point. Cool pocket clip as well. Another of the Todd Begg ceramic bead type pocket clips. That gold and that blue just pop so nicely. This is a great looking knife. Blade centering on it is just about perfect. Lock up on it. Sorry, that black is kind of throwing it off here. About 20% on the lockup on it. Just a great knife. Really like the way these look when I can get them finished. I don't know that I'll do a ton of these. I am, however, going to get crazy on one. My past as a knife modifier started when I was about 12 years old, 10 or 12 years old. My dad had a gun business. I spent every weekend doing gun shows with him. A custom knife maker by the name of Joe Kuntz showed me how to do file work. And I used to do file work from the age like 10 all the way through college. I did hundreds of knives worth of file work. In the end, I did tons and tons of Hubertuses down that back spring, the lock spring on the Hubertuses. Lots of your Buck 110s, custom switchblades, that kind of thing. A lot of that type of stuff done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and file work this side as well as this side for the back, just to give it a little extra something. Look cool with that carbon fiber there. Just something I'm going to play with on just one of these probably, just because file work it does look real nice, takes a lot of time, and you just don't get your return on investment. So very cool knife. Like I said, K1s are hard to work on. I won't do as many of these as I will the K2s, K3s, and K4s. I do have a number of all the different K-series knives in stock. I just haven't anodized a lot of them yet. So that's the K1. Let's go to the K3. This is that compound grind, modified tanto, flat grind, hollow grind, done in a nice green. It's got kind of my apocalyptic green. I get all kinds of different greens in there. As you can see, there's a little lighter green, darker green. Kind of goes throughout. Light greens, dark greens. Do some sanding on it. Hit it with bronze. Give it that patinaed look. Go with the backspacer bronze. The pocket clip bronze. Really gives it a kind of rustic look. I did the edges on some of these in bronze as well, just to give it a little bit extra of the pop. These K3s are just crazy flippers. I love the way these flip. These hit a little bit harder than the K1s. K1's got a little bit lighter blade. Out of the K3s, I would say the Tanto flips a little bit harder than the than the drop point. I think that has to do with the fact that you've got a little bit more weight out here in this portion of the blade. So as that detent lets go, it just slams in there. I love a nice hard hit on a flip with good knives. And it's not that the detent's real bad on this by any means. Detent is perfect on these things. As the detent goes, gets that blade started, you've got enough weight in that blade that she just pops into place nicely. So again, a lot more milling out on these. These new designs have a lot of milling. A little bit of milling on the inside to reduce the weight. So really happy with these K3s. You're about 20 to 30% lockup, and centering is right on the money. Fantastic knives. I did a video just a little while ago on my gold with the mocha tie and the Damascus. I've since sold that one and picked up another Damascus with mocha tie, so I'll probably play with that at some point. But I've got a lot of stock sitting around right now, so I've got a lot of knives to work on. Let's go ahead and hit this K2 real quick. So I buffed up a K2. I did leave shading through this. So it's not super bright gold. The edges are a little bit brighter, and of course the diamonds are brighter. And then you've got that shading with the gold underneath, and accented it with the blue hardware, pocket clip, screws, backspacer's been buffed out. Cool looking knife, man. I really like the Tonto blade on these. This is a little bit less expensive. These are going for, I want to say $325, somewhere in that range, the $325 range. You'd have to check my website to be absolutely sure where we're at on them. But this is a little bit more of a utility design as opposed to the higher end with carbon fiber and that type of thing. This is one that I would put in my pocket and beat the snot out of all day long and know that this knife is not going to fail. Fits great in the hand, made for heavy duty use. Got that cool Tonto with the hollow grind up into the flat and the top. Nice swedge up there. Good jimping. A little bit deeper. They did, because it's not the higher end series knives, go with the S35 VN on this. But man, this is one sharp knife. Fits in the hand great. Pocket clip disappears. This is a knife that is just begging to be used. So good knife to throw in the pocket, get out in the field, and just use the heck out of. Centering right where she needs to be, man. These Reates, I tell you what, I've had very few that were even a slight bit off. Every once in a while you get one that's a slight bit off, but these things are just made beautifully. Definitely fall into the mid-tech category. The quality going into these things, they're all CNC machined, and then they're hand fit in the factory. So everything's hand fit. You don't have problems with these things not fitting right, feeling good. Every one of them flips beautifully. I've never had to return a Reate because of a hard detent or any of the other issues that I have with a number of companies that I deal with frequently, that every once in a while one comes in and it's got to go back. This company, I have not had that problem even a single time. So, well, I do take that back. My very, very first Horizon B, for some reason the lockup was just a little bit off. They sent me, actually I sent the knife to David. It was well before I was a dealer. It's one of the first knives I had anodized. The insert was just a slight bit off. Put a new insert for it in it, sent it back. But that was a Horizon B. So that was one of the first Reates that they were making. and that is the only one that I ever had any issue with. And they took care of it quickly for me, sent it all the way to China and back. I had it quickly, wasn't a whole lot of turnaround time. So, very happy. K2's looking good. USN Knife Show, if you get the opportunity, highly recommend going to it next year. Fantastic knife show. Got to meet a lot of really cool people, and I'm gonna sneak this in here. Oh yeah, I will be working on the new Brian Ty Midtex Ty and Friends solid titanium integral handle. This thing will be a beauty once I get the work done on it. Worked a deal there. I'll be getting those at dealer cost. So you will definitely be seeing some of these popping out here soon. Crazy difficult to get these things apart and back together, but I think it's going to be worth it. So that's just a little peek of what we grabbed at the USN show. Got a brand new loin maw Lanny, which is a beautiful little knife. So I'll get one of those done up soon as well. I'll get some more of his stuff on order. Looking at some GPX stuff, there's a number of different companies that I'm going to be working with. So, but Reate loin maw, definitely a heavy staple in the work that I do. Fantastic quality for the dollar amount. You just cannot go wrong with these knives. I know people get gun shy because it's a China made knife. Tell you what, these China made knives I'd put up against almost any American made knife. So fantastic quality, can't go wrong with these knives. Thank you for tuning in. 3 of these are available on the website now. There will be a number of new additions coming soon. Thank you for checking us out. www.jdcutlery.com, and we'll see you on the next one.